Hi, and welcome back to Sorta Like Golf, where we do high handicap golf for the average golfer. So today's round is full 18 holes at Laytonsville Golf Course in Laytonsville, Maryland, and it really showcases the struggles that high handicap golfers go through. Lots of different issues going on here. We'll kind of go through them one by one, but there are some big issues that I'll talk about as we get through there. So on this first hole, did a great job of getting up with a birdie look on hole number one. The greens were really slow because a hurricane was coming through and they were very wet, and so as you can see it's really slow. But I really just pushed that, and this is going to be a theme throughout. Bad putts that cost me shots. Got a bogey, but that really should have been a par. So I pushed this tee shot off close to the woods there. Didn't quite get into the woods. And still trying to with this next approach shot. As you can see there, the rough today was really long because they hadn't been able to cut the grass in a while. And it really affected a lot of the approach shots. I'm not great at approach shots to begin with, but trying to cut through all that rough made it a lot harder. Look how slow this is. It just stops. I really hit that pretty hard too. Now, for some reason, they don't fall. It's bizarre. And for anyone else, that would have fallen for the for the putt, but it didn't. So push this one off to the right a little bit. This 55-degree chipper, by the way, has saved my bacon in the last few rounds. Got a really nice putt on that one, and my playing partners kindly gave me a gimme to get that bogey. I was actually pretty pleased with that hole. Now a long par 5. This was actually a really decent drive for me. It landed in the rough, and the rough caught me up, and so I just kind of chipped it up onto the fairway accidentally. Which means that my next shot, which should have been up next to the green, only got up to 92 yards. So I chunked that. This is another issue that I've been having, which is consistency. One shot goes great, the other does not. So I've been trying to keep my weight on my front foot. Lovely shank there. Trying to keep my weight on the left foot and see if that helps. And it does help if I can remember to do it. So I've got the chipper out again in this serious rough. But this one is fantastic. Lands about 4 inches from the hole. So that was fantastic. All right. Got a little par 3 here. Decent 6-iron. It just won't go into the green for me, but pretty close enough to putt it. Learn my lesson from that second hole. I'm going to really smack the heck out of this. So yeah, not too bad. Should be an easy par. And it lips out. Totally wild. This is high handicap golf, folks. You were really punished for getting off the fairway on this course on this day because of all the rain that we had had. it really punished you. So I was trying as hard as I could to keep it in the fairway, and I was able to pretty much for this hole after that first drive. This shot was unfortunate because it bounced right at the top of the hill, but rather than carrying onto the green, it just plugged. And then I missed the video on that 55 up. Didn't quite get all of that, but now watch this. This should be super easy. Nope. The issue is, I lose focus when things don't quite go to plan on those longer holes. I really lose focus, and I got to really work on that. Nice tee shot here. But I didn't keep my weight on the front foot, and so I kind of topped that ball, which should have been on the green, but it didn't quite make it. So I got to rely on the chipper again. And the chipper comes through again. I want all my clubs to be based on that format. So let's see if I can get this par. I really thought that was going to break faster than it did. But honestly, not too disappointed with that putt or this hole. And I finally get one to fall in. Nice drive right down the middle. On the fairway, which is key. The issue I have with this one is I'm lined up too far to the left. Didn't realize it until I hit the ball. I think I got distracted by the plate in front of me there. The yardage plate. Back to ye old chipper. Going over a bunker here. So in the old days when I was trying to use just like a sand wedge for this, I would really stress on that, but I don't really do it anymore. The chipper almost always works. And this was a really nice putt from that far away. The guys just went ahead and gave me that last putt. All right, finishing up the first front nine. Well, the only front nine. Pushed it a little bit to the right into this crazy rough again. Look how deep this is. Like, you can't even see the club head when I drop it in there. I actually got a pretty good lick on this, but it really holds your club. Still, I have a decent shot in if I can land it. And this time, I do land it. That was a really nice shot. Nice pitch.
Thank you.
Got a par putt, which is all you can ask for.
Oh.
Again, another lip out. It's totally crazy. I've got Grant Horvat vibes going on here for this round. On the putting, obviously. Nothing else. Sun started to come out on the back nine, which is nice. But I missed that fairway, and that's a problem with this. As you can see, digging it out of there really takes a lot of it, the impetus off the ball. Didn't keep my weight forward on that one, and so I got it a little bit too fat and didn't make the green. That kind of consistency is something I've got to figure out. See if this chipper will work for me yet again. It does. One thing that I noticed watching back on this video was I'm consistently lining up the chipper to the left, and so I'm going to adjust that in rounds to come. It actually did go in. It just got stuck on the flag. Okay, this shot went straight down the pike, but didn't quite make the fairway. And look at this rough. It just eats your club. It's wild. And then I had another one right after it. This time I was bound and determined to get it out of there, though, and really smacked it as hard as I could. Chipping up to the green. That's not too bad. But you know, that first duff really kills me on this. Got unlucky on that putt too. But you know, this should have been a bogey and turned into a double because of that rough 6-iron chunk. So on this one, I was using my driver because I usually hit my driver around 150, 175. And I tried to take too much off of it because it was the par 3. So I ended up well short. But I chipped up pretty easily. I'm telling you, that chipper for $40 was worth its weight in gold, man. All right, let's see if I can get this short putt to fall. Yes, thank goodness. All right, you know you have those crazy holes? Well, this is definitely a crazy one. Right into the trees, but check this.
Oh, we got the bonus, buddy. Sure did, man. Sure did.
So I got a fantastic bounce on that. But the golf gods giveth and taketh away.
Really bad lie. Had a big chunk of grass behind me.
So as you can see, my weight was shifting back and forth. And that was the issue with this pretty much whole round. Rather than concentrating and trying to really focus shot after shot, I let this get into my head, and that's a real issue for golfers who don't have a whole lot of skill to begin with. When you get in your own head, it's a problem. I finally got one to go. But by this point in this hole, I'm really just kind of ticked off, and my emotions getting the better of me here. Watch my playing partner, who's a really cool, nice guy. But watch this. The reaction he has. He's like, oh, God, this dude cannot do anything out here. He was a nice guy, though, and a really good golfer. So that was a decent drive, but got me in that rough again. I bet, you know, one of the things that was good about this round is I didn't get in any bunkers, which is fantastic. That was something I was really trying to avoid because the bunkers were really messed up from all the rain. So here we go. A shot at par there.
Yeah.
Decent enough from that length. You gotta hold those. You got to hold those.
It's a lot easier when it's slower.
So yet again, another bogey that turned into a double because I couldn't putt. I just was rushing everything and not committing to my putts, and it's problematic. Look at this sky, though. Boy, this is why you golf. Look at that sky. Forget the terrible tee shot. I mean, it's just beautiful out there. Back in the crazy rough. Hit a really nice 3-wood on this, though. But I'm kind of behind the 8-ball already because of that bad tee shot. This was a very nice approach shot for my standards. Left me with long putt, but I'm putting. Right on line, didn't give it quite enough.
Yes. Yeah, that's good by me. Oh, thank you.
My playing partners had seen enough of me trying to putt those short putts and took mercy on me. This time I gave the driver a little more, but I was just offline. It was a problem. Trying to avoid that bunker there. And this turned out to be a really nice chip on. Okay, and remember, I said that Dave, who's this guy's name, he was a fantastic golfer, and I'm not showing this to ridicule him.
Oh, you bastard.
So this is one of the only putts he missed. But then he made this comment.
Gotta hit it.
So I just saw him not hit it, right? I just saw him. Guess what I'm going to do?
What'd you say? Gotta hit it. Hope I don't have to say it 2 more times.
Turned out he had to say it another time because our other partner also didn't hit the ball and missed his putt. The fourth guy in our foursome actually got his putt in, which was fantastic. But 3 out of the 4 of us forgot to hit it. My 5-wood, I was actually hitting better than anything in this round, I think, other than the chipper. I have an issue with not hitting it far enough, but honestly, I'm not even worried about that right now. I've got to get the consistency and the accuracy better before I even think about that. Didn't account for the break well enough on this, but still should be a tap in. Man, I don't know what I was doing with the putts today. It's frustrating. What can I tell you?
That's the beauty of not hitting it too far.
That was my plan all along, guys. A little offline, but didn't go far enough to really bother me that much. Left myself a pretty good approach angle, but shanked it. I don't do that too often anymore, but it still happens. Now check this. Remember I said I hadn't gone into any bunkers, right? Yes, still not in any bunkers. Look at that. Fantastic. Any other day that would have definitely rolled back in, but it was sticking. Ground was really soft. The problem it left me is there's no way I could get a follow through on this, so I was just trying to make good contact. I'll take it. I'll take it every day. The greens were weird because they had just aerated them, and so it made it a little hard to putt on, honestly. All right, last one of the day, I hope. Please, finally hit one with passion, and it goes in. If I'd have been doing that the whole round, I would have easily broken 100 in this round. As it stands, I didn't do that. I missed a trillion easy putts, ended up with 105. Disappointing, but you keep on keeping on. What can I tell you? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.